back. Time now for the news review, and joining me in studio, Albert. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't
hands
shoot.
up or
No,
high
but
five?
It's hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot.
You're protesting, eh?
Oh man. I mean, Missouri. We talked about that a couple of days ago. But this thing is going on, but it's gone just viral and it's going cuckoo.
Crazy.
Crazy.
US
we'll come
president
back on
had
that.
to talk about this,
All
and
right.
we'll talk about it more.
Yeah.
Good morning, Eugene.
Morning. I'm wondering why you didn't start with Albert. He was here. I'm not gonna talk until my lawyer is here.
Exactly. So and then
nothing.
she announced the break, which
And
was
we're
a very
just
short
starting.
break.
All right.
Thank you. By the way, I want to say hi to the people in Seoul and the people in New York because
Yes.
I know they're following.
Yes.
So and I say good morning.
And my friends in Nyamirambo, those
Of
who are
course.
following also.
Alrighty.
Salam sana kweli.
Yeah.
So now you can repeat. We didn't hear anything.
Of what?
What you said.
Good morning, Nyamirambo.
Yes.
Okay.
So and today is the holy day of Assumption. So
Yeah.
it's Nyabingi Day.
Yeah, and the
Nyabingi.
roads
Nyabingi.
the roads are
Nyabingi.
clear, Kabis.
Yeah?
The roads are clear.
The roads are clear.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But why are they making it a Catholic event? Was Mary a Catholic, or I don't understand why it's.
I don't know.
just
I
for
wouldn't
the
say
Catholics.
anything there. I mean, I don't know.
Catholics just pick up things from the past and just change them. It's like Eastern. Eastern is not a Catholic or Christian day, actually. It was there before, but the Christianity just took it up. You mean the Protestants? They don't have a Mary Day?
No, it's just for the Catholics.
Really?
They have gone to the
They've gone cuckoo.
Kibeho grounds, and
Really?
I hear the Kibeho grounds are actually international. They have been recognized internationally.
By who?
But it's true.
That is by who? The Kibeho grounds have been recognized internationally. I mean, this is the kind of slogans that you hear in very poor media. Come on, what is this? What is this? I mean, is that? But what I know that I've heard in the past that when it rains, it doesn't rain like from up down. It rains like on the side, like this, like somehow the rain goes.
We need to take you there and just lock you and keep you there for.
You
for,
didn't
for,
know
for a whole week.
there's some tourists who actually come to visit Kibeho grounds, like they go to the pyramids in Egypt and wherever.
Albert, you didn't know about
You
it.
didn't know that?
That is like they're going to see the pyramids in
In
Egypt.
Egypt, yeah.
Well, at least for the pyramids, I know there is something to see. But what else do you want to see in Kibeho? Than the rain going cuckoo,
You should visit those grounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe one day.
Okay, so coming to our news review, some of the stories that we had, RMC ruling on 3 media houses to apologize.
RNC.
RMC, Rwanda Media Commission.
All right.
The question I have
So
is,
okay, go ahead.
Radio 1 did a newspaper review in their morning show, and they were also asked to apologize. So I was asking, how is it that you are also told to apologize in a newspaper review and you have already credited the source where you got the story?
Depending the way you
say it.
You say it.
You might add your own comments,
Yeah.
which are inflammatory or not
Absolutely.
not good. Yeah, but there's a response that one of the representatives of Radio 1 said that for us we will only apologize if the original publisher of that story apologizes, and actually we will not apologize. We will announce. We will
The
do it as a
apology.
review.
But
that
again,
they have apologized.
But the question is, why was it? Were they precise on the RMC? Were they? What did they say about the Radio 1 presenter?
Yeah, I think what was said,
Because it's difficult
from the
here
start.
to understand
Yeah,
who said what.
Yeah. One posted, others talked about it on their news review.
Anyway, Radio 1 decided that they won't apologize.
Yeah, they said we will. When
They will-
you see the way you do your review, the way we just reviewed that story, we will review again
Apology.
that online paper has apologized.
But we still don't know what else did Radio One on
Yeah,
that. Was it
yeah,
just a
yeah.
review, or they add their own comments?
Sorry, I don't watch. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, but RMC wasn't. I mean, wasn't. Are they still waiting for approval?
They said with immediate effect. It was supposed to be
but
done.
it was the press release sent and waited for approval.
Actually, I'm still waiting for the English version of the press release.
Okay.
I was told it will be up soon.
So you were just reading subtitles.
Yeah. So you see, there is a reason why even we asked for that, because we don't.
But
want
then again, I mean, I remember we commented about that. Why isn't RMC also asking apologies from these guys who were just putting the poor victim of the lady of the shooting in the Gicumbi? You know, why are those media not pointed by RMC as doing the I mean, wrong to the ethics of the industry, of the fraternity?
Yeah, maybe let me play the devil's advocate in this particular situation. Maybe they don't have enough staff to monitor everything, to be able to see.
But that was loud. That was
fake.
loud.
Maybe for them it wasn't.
That was loud.
Maybe they didn't hear that. Maybe they didn't see. They
it's
didn't feel the way you feel. So
nah, then they have a problem with ethics. And I have a problem if
If
our
that was the
own
case,
RMC has a problem with ethics.
if that's the case, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, there's a story on hawkers complaining of police confiscating their goods when arrested while hawking on Rwandan streets. And Albert, you had a question about where the police takes
The goods.
And
You
they
know?
answered, according to the spokesperson in Kigali.
Yes. So what do they do with the goods? They eat them.
What they do is when they confiscate or when they arrest them and have this stuff, some of their goods are perishable accordingly.
Yeah,
and
of course, so.
they are dumped in the dustbin or given to children's homes.
Or do they get a receipt when they give it to the children? So
Yeah.
I mean, do they sign
so
somewhere?
the question could be, what about those that are not perishable?
Yes.
That are not thrown in the
Yes.
dustbin.
Yes.
But maybe those are the ones that are taken to the children's homes. So probably
maybe.
they need to be maybe open when they are taking these things. They announce. They say, okay, today we are going to deliver this clothes, shoes that
So
we are
thank you, Okas. Now, thank you
Okas.
to-
Yeah, we're
we're going-
taking it to
exactly.
so that it is open, so that there is no speculation on whether they take.
But do you
this
think
stuff or not.
the police and the Kigali City Council will one day be able to get rid of the hawkers in the streets of Kigali?
It will come bit by bit, step by
Naturally,
step,
yeah.
naturally. You know, the city is growing.
Yeah.
Things are just moving on. I mean, the way it is today, it's not the,
It's not
the
the way it was many years ago.
Yeah.
Another story is on tourism. Rwanda was supposed to import lions from Kenya, but Kenya has said that
And
they are
Kenya
not-
says, shall we go or shall we stay?
They're not going to give out the lions because Rwanda has not addressed issues relating in the decline of its own lion population. Do Rwandans eat lions?
No,
'Cause
but
you have
that
not-
is-
you
that
have
is
not-
a poor excuse, you know. I mean, here you have a country that is really building on tourism, and that is really the evolution of the Rwandan parks and the whole industry is just incredible in such a short time, and there is more, and the decline is more at the Kenyan side than at the Rwanda. So there might be, but it could be a good investment for Kenya to send those lions here, because they know that if they miss out on lions, that they might find them back at least in Rwanda.
Two things. If and I'm not happy because the lion is not here, so maybe it would have talked for itself.
That's right.
Maybe it would
could
have
have
said,
the
I don't want to
roar."
go to Kenya. Listen, or to Rwanda. So maybe two things. If I was one of those lions, maybe looking at the development that is being reported about Rwanda, I would
I
be
prefer
so
to
amused
stay everywhere to be in Rwanda.
to be in Rwanda. Or another one would say, oh yeah, listen, why is it that there's a decline there? Maybe it will happen
it
to me.
isn't a decline.
Yeah.
For us, it isn't a decline. We are rebuilding from a catastrophe from during the war.
Yes.
between 90 and 94, in fact, and even later, because it took time for Rwanda to rebuild the whole country, and the parks were not a priority immediately. It was more the resettlement of populations that was very important. So there hasn't been a decline as such. There has been just a break in the natural development of the parks after 94. So, and they are rebuilding right here. But I think it's a small thing, because this is something that will be resolved, because there is an incredible good relationship between Kenya and Rwanda, and a lot of collaborations on many points.
Yeah, it will need a presidential approval, ministers.
Exactly.
It's not just about like you come with your kapusi cat to travel with it to Kigali. Or,
no.
Yeah, so
I'm sure the people responsible for that will crack a can on that and just resolve the matter. Now, the breaking thing last night, guys, is that the Luanda summit. There was a mini summit of heads of states.
Military action on FDLR long overdue. This is.
But you see, that is exactly what we've been. What I explained in one of our shows is that in March, 25th of March, there was a head of state meeting already. You know, and this one was like a follow up, like on the progress. But in between, there has been a ministerial meeting on the 2nd of July, where suddenly everything that had been decided during the heads of states meeting was just put on ground zero, and they came up with this story of like I said, TZ was advocating for 1 year. I mean, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Tanzania was saying, these guys have like 1 million fellowship people.
So he wanted 1 year.
1 year to resettle. Which means that one FDLR had at least 200 people depending on him, So here, but the heads of states we're back together, and they say, no way, what is this, Military action immediately. But funny enough, because you have Minister of Defense, you had Chief of Defense Staff, they all concluded the same thing. Heads of states conclude the same thing, but at ministerial level, the DRC didn't sign. They refused to sign.
Why? Pourquoi?
No, well, this is again that shows the game that DRC is playing. But the heads of states signed. I mean, President Kabila was present, signed. And President Jacob Zuma was also invited as a special guest, special guest, SADC guest, and they signed also. So you see. It's still, but the thing is that they're supposed by October. To show.
Yes. The commitment level.
Exactly.
But then the question now is, when they say with immediate effect in terms of this process, the commitment level, are we going to see the same again? There's signing and there is also follow-up.
I agree with you. I'm a bit lost here to see, because I thought the March meeting was clear enough. So I don't understand why between March and now in August there hasn't been progress at all. So I doubt there's going to be progress in October. But there is one thing. Jose Eduardo dos Santos, Zedu, as they call them, Zedu, as they call him in Angola. I really feel like he wants results where other people have failed, and he's not chairing the ICGLR. And I don't think that. This is a guy that doesn't take nonsense. It just don't go for that. So I really feel that this time. Before Dos Santos, it was Museveni, but it was not easy for Museveni, as being a close stakeholder in the whole crisis, to really push it more than what he did. Dos Santos, you can't put any. You can't say that this guy.
He stands as almost neutral, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Normally, yes.
Very
so
good.
I think that he's going to be pushing. We'll see. To be continued.
Yeah. Voila.
Ebola crisis.
Funny enough, Kenya is sending some experts to one of the West African countries hit by Ebola
to bring back the virus,
to study the situation there. So okay, so why we say pilipili usioila ya kuashia nini? That is that akavanga that you have not eaten. Why is it? How can it? What do you say in Kinyarwanda? Kuasha.
Uh,
Kuri?
That it
No, in
hurts you,
Kinyarwanda, in Kinyarwanda. Kuriva.
Kuribwa.
Kuribwa.
Eh.
Akabanga uta iriye. Kuchi kuribwa. So now, this Ebola is not even in your country. Now you want to go there. You're going to do an expert analysis of how this thing is happening there. You'll end up bringing it back. The chances are high.
Really?
I don't
Yeah.
agree with you because Uganda last week sent their doctors to train the West Africans how to deal with Ebola.
But Uganda has been dealing with Ebola already.
Actually,
Yeah.
So I
they are
think
among the first countries to have it.
Yeah.
So, but no. The Kenyans are not going to train them. The
They're
Kenyans
going to get
are going there
training.
to see.
But they could go to Uganda. Why you want to go to? But it's got the expert sent by the state has got more per diem going to West Africa. But man, that per diem could be.
You should just stay there, man. I don't want. And then there's this decision by KQ to openly say, you know what, we are not cancelling our flights to some of these West African countries, despite the public outcry.
But it's true. I mean,
Yeah,
we shouldn't go cuckoo about. I know it's a crisis, but it's not the end of the world. Also, I mean, it shouldn't stop the world going round.
Yeah.
You know?
The World Health Organization was saying actually on the same matter that stopping or cancelling flights to that place is gonna even make it worse for them to deal with the situation.
absolutely.
You'd want experts to fly there,
Absolutely.
food or relief or anything.
But you
like
know
that.
the impact on the African Cup of Nations, because some of the games have been just cancelled. In like for Sierra Leone.
And there was a country that actually deliberately refused to play.
Well, no,
with the footballers from
but the
from
thing
like-
is, okay, but now the CAF is trying to streamline it and to organize it, meaning that the games will be played elsewhere, you know. So in other in neighboring countries and all that, but just to show how Ebola, in fact, has an impact on the continent. I mean, it has also a financial and commercial and all of that impact. I mean, it's a big thing. Alrighty.
Hey, all our Indian fans and friends, happy Independence Day.
It's Independence Day for India?
Yes, the 68th Independence Day.
Really?
Yeah. Did
68,
you know that?
Yeah. That makes me think that it's almost as long that we have had those movements in the United States for civil rights and all that. And maybe 68 or 50 years later, it looks like things haven't changed. I mean, this thing in Missouri is just going cuckoo.
And looking at that particular situation and the reporting and the coverage of the violence, I mean the protests, the police exchanging tear gas and stones.
No, but it's not just tear gas.
Yes,
I mean, can you imagine that these guys received military supplies, extra military supplies from the military, that was dumped into the police years ago after Iraq, you know, because they say, okay, now we got this, what are we gonna do? And that is what they're using on their own civilian, population, and these guys just started as peaceful protests.
Yeah. So where are the Human Rights Watch? And they're just happening in their
what kind
backyard,
of that is such a moral bankruptcy of the United States, you know. So what is it, the kind of speech of narrative they still can have on the rest of the world?
But does that stop them from having it, even if they have these kind of problems?
Well, that is the problem. I mean, why don't in 50 years, in fact, the system went even more. It's hypocrisy. I've never heard of a black policeman killing a white boy.
And even after happening with Trevor Martin.
But even last year there was another one.
Yeah.
Only that we didn't make noise about it. But it's all the time, you know. And even now, but imagine. The guy, that's why we say hands up, don't shoot. The guy had his hands up and has been shot like 9 to 10 bullets.
that cop must have had a problem. Someone is saying she's hearing me on radio.
Did we wake her up?
I can hear you.
Let's take a look at stories from the region. We had a breaking news from Kenya yesterday where the NIS boss, Michael Gishangi
Yeah.
resigned. What do you make of that
But
story?
who is he?
Yeah.
He's the NIS boss.
Tell the people who
The
is.
National Intelligence Service
yeah.
or Security?
For more than 5 years, he's been in this particular position. This is one of those people that the opposition was using to say, look at the appointments by the president. They are all from a particular community. You've taken key institutions and you've put there people who come from your community. So he was one of those people that was being pointed out. So whether he has bowed down to that pressure or not, or whether there is a calculated move to neutralize the opposition, especially with this call for the referendum, because they are calling for inclusive government, which has positions shared by different communities. So whether it's an early move by the president's team to start
Being
making
inclusive.
yes being inclusive, so that now the opposition, by the time they get even the 1 million signatures, we've already sorted out what you're making noise about. But they cite personal reasons. Those personal reasons are only personally known by Gishangi himself. And then the analysis again comes.
It's an intelligence matter,
Yeah.
man.
It's an intelligence matter. But then again, the smart move actually, it wasn't just that resignation that happened. Even there was a reshuffle in key ministerial positions that were done and were announced after 9 p.m. So you're looking at it
When the
newsrooms
are all
yeah, that I don't know how to look at it, but it was a smart move.
That could be one angle that you're mentioning of the tribe issue, but there was also the other angle where they're
you
saying
said community.
Community, yeah.
But okay.
community.
All right.
But there was that other analysis where what people were saying, the analysts were saying that Gishangi has failed because we've had various terrorists entering into Kenya. We had the Mpeketoni attacks,
Yes.
and they were saying that
they could be killing two birds with one stone.
With one stone, yes. The performance record of this man, yes. But then also we have people who have survived these changes, and they were also or are being looked at as some of those who have failed to perform in terms of the security issue. Many people even expected the security cabinet secretary, this guy called Olelenku, to have been one of those who would have been moved. But
maybe he's from another community.
that's why he has to stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are people saying,
But
okay,
that's
so
politics.
what?
I mean, you need to balance with there are more than one variable that you need to consider when you reshuffle and appoint.
Yeah. Although the good news is the resigned NIS boss is still going to stay in office for the time being until the president finds a replacement.
Okay, so he has resigned, but
so I'm here. So anytime you hear I'm going,
yeah, really, but you really want to grow gray hair right now?
But there he has too many gray hair.
Well, look
much.
at the situation. I mean, a country as Kenya, with all the threats that you have there, from all sides, and now you have a Kenyan doctor going in the Ebola zone. I mean, imagine. This guy got to grow grayer than gray, you know.
Still on Kenya, we had some of the parliamentarians have tabled a homosexuality bill that will see foreign homosexuals stoned to death and Kenyans jailed for life.
You know,
the arguments they have. Wait, first I finish.
People in East Africa,
Let me finish.
They have more
They
than
want to
24
belong.
hours a day.
They want to belong somewhere to a group of people who are doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes,
The arguments they have is there is need to protect children and youth who are vulnerable to sexual abuse and deviation as a result of cultural changes. uncensored information technology, parentless child development settings, and increasing attempts by homosexuals to raise children in homosexual relationships through adoption.
I really feel that some people in the East African community have this Victorian footprints that the colonialists left over, in those communities, and that they have actually a sexual problem. Because everything is about sex, guys. I mean, it's not even about life, about love, about people having. It's about sex, and that is a symptom. And I hope these guys get over that, because if everything is going back to sex, then there is a problem.
So you're trying to say it's more than just sex. People should not be looking at homosexuality from
homosexuality
the
is not
sexual
about sex. It only happens to be like life is not about sex, guys. I mean, we wake up every morning. We have a normal relationship with people. It's not about sex all the time. Unless some guys have that trauma, and that is a problem. And why I say Victorian, exactly because that has been the problem of the West for a long time, ever since the 18th century. People had problem with sex. And that's how it broke out in the 60s, the liberation of sex, And that's when the West went cuckoo and made everything, in fact, really sex. That why you had psychoanalysts, Sigmund Freud, telling you that the problem is sex,
Maybe
and
it
now,
is.
But now I had never seen it in Africa. Not when they say the traditional Africa was not about that. Because Africa lives with that normally, like the rest of the world.
But then, there are too
but
many
now
questions
that's not
on
the
this.
topic for a morning show.
Kids are going to school.
Exactly.
Close your
but
ears.
not today.
Yeah.
Today is
they're at
Mayabingi
home.
Day. Kibeho Day. Yeah, sorry.
It's a long weekend.
But you know what? That brings me also to think about another thing, because you brought that thing up. And back in the 60s, Ernesto Che Guevara was one of those revolutionary heroes, that has been supportive of liberation of the third world, And he's been telling people like you should create 2-3 many Vietnams. And it looks like it is the Western capitalism that in fact created 2-3 many Afghanistans, Like now you hear that they are going to arm the Peshmergas in Iraq, then they're gonna and then you have a jihad here. Then Libya is going cuckoo, in Libya now. It's full war, It's all over. Egypt, you have this, you have Gaza. Things are just that was at the end of the day created by the West.
So all this hula baloo we are hearing now is the creation of the West?
Exactly. You had Afghanistan, then they went into Iraq. Look what is happening in Iraq.
Yes.
Then they went into Libya,
Yes. Yes.
And they will tell you it's to help the Libyan population.
Yeah.
Where are they today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we know that it was in fact Sarkozy who killed Gaddafi. That's another topic for another day.
Left my eyes open.
But you see, it's all over the world. It's going cuckoo. And who did that? Who did that?
You tell me.
But we were there. We saw the guys invading Iraq.
Yeah.
We saw the guys jumping on Libya. We saw the guys being in Afghanistan.
We saw you.
We still know what they did last summer.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Good morning, Lions.
So you heard it here, kids. A new word for you. Hula baloo.
a creation of
89.7. Hula baloo.
What in the world?
How do you spell it?
hula baloo. Listen, we have one of the lions already in Rwanda. Eh?
The lion has arrived. No,
What's happening?
The lion
This
has
shows
arrived.
you that we are not on decline. That this is paradise for lions.
But you only have one lion. One.
on 89.7.
Imagine, so you
Where
need
did the
more
lions
lions.
go? Who ate them?
Who ate us? Yeah.
But
Good morning, people. Good
yeah,
morning.
morning.
It's a beautiful day. I took it upon myself to be a little bit late. It's all good in the hood.
but it's true. Today we have a longer day, right?
Yeah.
We have a longer time.
Yeah.
it was
So I was deliberately delaying, thinking,
Because we
why
have a
don't
long
these
day.
guys finish? Wait a minute. I think it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Ah, well.
But we had this thing about the lions while you were away.
While I was away, what happened?
Well, the Kenyans, they're still
hesitant to
they,
give
you know,
out
give out the
their
lions.
The lions.
Yeah,
They're
so
hesitant to
they're
give
supposed
out
to send some lions to populate the lions community here.
Yes, and why do they hesitate?
We
there's
don't
still
know.
a lot of hula baloo around the
But I think they are reshuffling. They are reshuffling the. Well, you see, the head of the national intelligence has just resigned.
Yeah.
You know, so they can't send the lies without somebody.
no, actually something interesting.
Seems like a whole lot of hula baloo to
Well,
me.
while you were away,
Something interesting is when these changes were being announced, it was around 9 something in the night. One of the cabinet secretaries was live on air on an interview in one of the TV stations.
Yes.
So I'm imagining you're there giving an interview as minister of ABCD, and then
you get a text.
you will see the breaking
No, it's
news.
breaking news.
in what capacity are you talking to the press?
Something new.
Breaking
Pay
news.
attention.
It comes.
breaking news.
You are there in that particular station, and the banner of breaking
Comes on-
news
oh my
is
God.
down there.
So even before they say it, you see on the banner, say,
You're like, oh my god. Okay, wait. Okay,
is that
bye,
about
guys.
me?
That's me.
Interview stops there. No, but the way it was done is very different from the way it used to happen. Long time ago, you know, you would go for lunch. You've been chauffeur driven to one of the biggest hotels for lunch.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're there and the radio, you just hear in the radio that you have just been fired. And then...
While you
with
had
the-
your lunch.
Yeah, with immediate effect.
So who pays the lunch then?
Even the driver, if you don't have another car or you don't have another driver, you'll walk home.
So the
The
driver,
driver leaves immediately.
So here's the radio.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's it for me.
That is for today.
With immediate effect.
And you would go
This
like
is how it
hula
used to
baloo.
happen.
What
Yeah.
happened there?
Yeah, so I think things are changing. Times are changing. It was crazy.
I mean, but why would it be like that? I mean, why? I mean, you're serving your country. You're
Yeah.
serving your government.
During those
I mean,
times-
and then comes the time that they say, okay, fine,
Yeah.
you did a good job, or you didn't good job, but you can go home.
Those-
But why
those-
not doing it in a decent way?
Yeah, those were the times when those appointments were based on the way you'd say, let's just reward this one because we campaigned in his area and he helped us win. And so it was within the powers of the president just to fire and sack you anytime. And it would take immediate effect. There's no resignation letter, got 30 days notice. It's
No,
now,
but
it's
the
now.
reshuffle, I mean, it doesn't have to be 30 days
Yeah,
notice
yeah,
and all that.
yeah,
but
yeah.
but
Yeah, but
it
you
can
will
be
have the
decent.
decency of
Yeah,
of letting the guy know that
Yeah,
you know you're
in
out of a job
advance.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not live in an interview.
Yeah. Man, they're lucky.
Well,
So let's go
Too bad
sports.
for him.
I'm seeing analogy that Rwanda moves 8 places in FIFA rankings. So
Down or up?
Up.
Okay, because you never know.
Okay, no. The headline is misleading. It doesn't say. Is it up or down?
You see?
No.
up with hope and down with
Can't
dope.
be up.
Yeah, it is. They have moved up actually from 109 to 108. I mean 101.
Yeah. Okay.
101.
And who is in there between?
In there
101
between.
on 89.7?
Yeah, shout out to Emma
With
Ru.
But
with
what
Amavumi?
does it even mean? I don't know what it means really.
No, when
Well,
you play,
we
yeah,
were ranked somewhere,
Yeah.
the national team,
Yeah.
the soccer team.
yeah.
So there is a
And?
world ranking. And we went on 109.
109 now we are on
And now we have
101.
moved up. That means that we have had a couple of victories
Yeah.
and less losses.
Uganda
No
are the
comment.
highest ranked.
No comment.
Really, these are the kind of things that you are better served just keeping your mouth shut. Really, what is the difference between 108 and 101? To me? You are still back there looking at the back of people's heads.
but you've moved.
But you have other people looking at
Look
your
at your
back.
back.
No, it moves on. It moves on. It's It's come on.
Well,
let's
hooray to
encourage,
you then.
Hooray! Hooray!
He's one of those.
Forgive me if I'm not feeling
No.
so excited about being 100 and something.
He's gonna start moving and feeling something when at least we reach 99. You know,
Yeah.
when we don't have three digits. You know, when we have only 2 digits. That's when it's gonna start.
Maybe he's
But
changing
anyways,
the
it's all
tummy.
good. We're not really a football nation, so it's okay.
Really? You're not a
you-
football nation
Well,
and
we're
all your sports
101.
shows always talk about football?
Yes, we're trying to be. Well, we're not
We
anything else
wanna
nation
be.
either.
We wanna be.
You wanna
Yeah.
be.
Talking of foreign intervention, we've seen a lot
Foreign
of
intervention where? In soccer
No,
or
no, no,
in the
no.
military?
No, I mean, if Lion is not amused, we have no business being there.
Is it on
Everybody knows
sports?
you need to amuse the only lion you have in the country.
Yeah. So Libya crisis, Parliament votes
Uh-huh.
for foreign intervention. So we've been talking about homegrown solutions and not having international community coming to intervene in our matters. But we're seeing the Libyan Parliament calling for foreign intervention in their crisis.
I mean, these guys have been ever since they've called for foreign intervention. That is
Yeah.
when the crisis really started.
Yeah.
So, but it shows how desperate the situation is. It's
But
just
there's no easy way out, and it speaks volume to the situation in Africa as a whole.
Yeah.
When
why
there
we're
is
just-
no foreign intervention,
Yeah.
we say, "Aha, you guys abandoned us." Then they foreign intervene. And then they say, okay, well, we don't need your interventions. Stop meddling in our affairs. So
Exactly.
which is which now? Well, which one do we do?
Yeah.
No, but
But the world is the realities of the world would dictate us to somehow collaborate on things like that, and you can't just shrug it off.
But you see, when you were just getting in, I was just mentioning that it looks like it's the Che used to say in the 60s, like create 2, 3, many Vietnams, but it looks like it's just the Western capitalist system that created 1, 2, 3, many Afghanistans, because all of this they are part of it. They're part of the problems here, you know. Because I mean, I don't even understand how it was so obvious in their face when they started all of this after Afghanistan, like when they had seen what had happened in Iran and how they provoked the Middle East, Iraq, the crisis, the Arab Springs and stuff like that. They're part of it.
Yeah.
That was more than meddling.
Yeah. It's Friday. I see Dean is back. You know Dean Karemera, the New Times investigative reporter.
What's his story today?
He's saying, Abafuvuzi, what lies behind the lavish lifestyle? So I think, again, in his...
What is Abafu?
Our Fuzi are people who pitch in when the husbands are not able to get you quite there.
Yeah. That's how far we can go.
That's the best way I can put it. And actually, I'm pretty proud of myself. Wow. I was not even R-rated. Kudos to me, my friends. Here's another word for you kids. Kudos.
So we'll call this the Friday briefing for kids.
We got two
vocabularies.
Yes.
So Dean says, after dinner, I went back to her place, and that was the first time I slept with her. Next day, she took me shopping, and we had dinner again. I could see the good life right in front of me. So
It was all about dinner and sleep.
so again,
That's the good life.
our Fubuzi. So just like the issue, it's all about
What I said.
yeah.
So what did you say?
So apparently, but this is very interesting because these guys obviously, to get the wives where the husbands couldn't get them, they need energy. So usually these wives, these rich wives, will get these Awapfuzis, and not only would they pay them money, but they will wine and dine them to get the energy. And then when they get there, of course, and when they get there, they say, okay, let's eat some more and go some more.
Let's eat some wine.
But is that a lavish lifestyle? That's where I'm getting lost. What lies behind the lavish lifestyle? I don't quite understand that.
There's a story I heard about some musicians who actually go out with these wealthy ladies for them to get the good rides and the good clothes and everything. So,
But in the old days, these guys would just plant his spear in front of whatever property, and the husband would know that things are going well, and the husband would just wait, and it wouldn't be in the New Times.
So this one is a different twist. Maybe it has to do with this new era of liberation that people are feeling, and women are going through it in Rwanda probably, and there's some sort of sexual revolution happening to them.
It's all
They are
about
like,
sex. I
okay,
already
now
said it.
we realize, oh my God, we didn't know we're supposed to get fun too. So now it's our turn. So I guess it's all about that, basically. Basically,
Let's
they
talk
have the
about,
money, they have the wealth, and they
baby,
figure,
let's talk
okay,
about
why should I
you
not
and
have
me.
that too?
Yeah.
I need to get there.
Yeah.
That famous spot.
Funny. Okay, let's.
The
move
lion
away.
wants
I
to
know,
get
yeah.
into the spot.
You're very scared. So don't worry. Today, I'm all about the Virgin Mary. I'm going to be R-rated.
Yes.
there's some breaking news here on CNN where I'm seeing the World Health Organization says the magnitude of Ebola crisis in West Africa is vastly underestimated, and Canada has offered up
That
to
isn't
1,000
that very
Ebola
breaking.
vaccines.
That isn't that.
Yeah.
That isn't that.
unless
breaking.
unless
The
it's coming
Canada
from
is-
Contact FM.
It's vastly underrated. What do they mean?
That-
They mean that there are
Estimated.
more.
It's more than what
It's more
what
than
we
what
see
people
or
are
what we're
reporting.
hearing.
But yeah, but underrated. It's not about the numbers, but about the magnitude of it, or what it can.
Yeah, and
provoke.
what can be done to even stop it? It's not about alarming numbers or
Now, the way you just said boat, it was just a Canadian way
Yeah,
of
because we're
saying
talking about
boat.
Canada.
Yeah,
so yeah, about
you know, and now Canada is sending at least 1,000.
Would
one
you take
ca-
the vaccine?
Huh?
Would you take the vaccine if you were given?
But I mean, do you would you?
No, I
do you think
wouldn't.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't.
I would.
this is the test
I mean,
one.
this
I
is
wouldn't.
you are in West Africa. You're in front of Ebola. A vaccine is in your hand. You don't take it.
And I can't.
take it.
You
Oh
a
my
test,
God.
a test one.
A test one. I go for it because
I
it's
already find
that.
yourself having 3 legs. What will you say?
Well, but I survive. And that
Or of
third
getting
legs
the
can be
disease.
used for those you know. Anyway,
I
so
was trying not to get there.
Still remaining with Friday mood,
Right.
but on a hard side.
yes,
I'm seeing
Word has it.
on the New Times on the Society page that Rwandan artists denied visas over disappearing acts. So the reporter here seems
where,
to be.
what?
But
You see the way they've been getting. Some of them have been going and then remaining there.
Yeah.
So apparently some countries where some of these ones who are in Rwanda would love to go to perform are feeling like you are going to disappear, like you
Yeah, but
remain
you know,
there.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that
Blah, blah.
because
Yeah.
It's blah, blah.
it's
It's blah,
okay.
blah.
First of all, it's left at the discretion of the country that you want to get a visa
Yeah. Yeah.
to refuse you the visa,
Yeah.
and they are not bound to give you any explanation.
Yeah.
And for people who have ever been refused a visa, you tell me if they ever explain to you this is why we rejected your application.
Yeah.
They can tell you maybe if your application is that complete.
Yeah.
Once it's completed, they have accepted it.
Yeah.
If they reject it, they'll just tell you it's rejected.
Yeah.
So this is just speculation. It's
Yeah.
really speculation.
But-
and I think it's over the guys who are trying to go to Canada.
But
and the truth
everyone-
is that it's difficult to get a visa for Canada.
Let's put it this way. I don't even know why people would like to go to Canada. I've been there once in my life,
And you don't want to.
and I don't want to go back.
Okay, well, I beg to differ.
Yeah, of course, I'm sure. But this
depends
was
what you went to do.
my
Canada is
sole
a very nice
experience.
country.
Yeah.
My sole that I got there in Toronto.
Toronto is a very nice city.
No, it's Toronto.
The city inside there, I have no problem. But the customer care, the front desk of Canada, when I arrived there, I even arrived there with my son, and people were saying like, "How come you connect here?" I mean, we came all the two of us from New York, right? And they said, "What are you?" I mean, like we were just immediately taken like we were Abu Nidal or whatever kind of terrorist or
Well,
whoever.
you kind of look the
And
part.
I'm sure. it started a long time ago.
Did you shave that
one day in '79, I got arrested in Goma as a Cuban spy. I say, hey,
You look the parts too.
So but what I say, but no, in this story is that they're all on the same list, different artists from the region.
Yes.
And one of them was denied the visa, just like that. I mean, and like you say, they don't even explain. They tell you a story actually, and so you would wonder.
This could be one of those stories. They say.
Yeah, you would wonder why. And now the one that was denied visa is even the most known here in Rwanda, the most popular one at this time of the year.
But you know that an immigration for immigration on their end, it's not their concern that you're most popular.
If I was these guys, I wouldn't go to Canada. I said, okay, forget it. Let's go somewhere else. They're not worth to have it. They don't want. I mean, I won't go back. That's for sure. Even if they pay me, I won't go back to Canada. That's for sure. That mosaic, they can keep it.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate you had that experience, because I've had experiences in comparing Canada to the US. And my experiences with the US, even though I've always entered, never been refused there, but they were very unpleasant. The customer care there was not very good. Okay. In contrast, Canadians tend to be nice, sometimes overly nice, and you say, okay, really tone it down, because you seem too nice. It seems almost fake.
Yeah, it is fake.
Yeah.
It is. It doesn't seem.
But
I've appreciated most, actually, every time I've been in the US. Guys have had a great customer care. And what I've loved there, but which is also the same thing in Canada. Anyway, the new world, Canada and the US are much, much better, way ahead of Europe. Europe is the worst case in the world, because getting there in the US or Canada, at least you see the whole world is there. So the people who are welcoming you, they look like you. In the EU, it's like, what the heck are you coming to do here? Why don't you go back? That is the attitude.
Try going to China then.
So
They will not look like you.
to circumferentially,
they will probably look like each other.
Maybe to circumferentiously make the hula baloo
Good for you.
About this whole issue. What you're trying to say, probably in a condensed word, is there needs to be a proper explanation other than this kind of you're going to make a disappearance.
The reality is that you don't know for what reason people don't accept.
Countries have the right to refuse you entry and don't have to give you an explanation. It is written there.
Yeah.
Even they can even give you a visa. They can even give you a visa. You reach there. And the officer on location puts you back on the plane. This can happen. And
he doesn't have to give you an explanation.
Exactly.
That's the key. So I don't know how they conclude that it's because of disappearing acts, because they've been disappearing for quite some time.
I mean, disappearing is part of the game anyway.
Sure. Hey, sure.
You heard it here,
That's
kids.
another one. Listen,
Show me
social media.
I heard it.
I got a new name yesterday.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's the American twist.
Nyangwe, yeah? Social media, should there be a limit to what journalists post? Again, brought us to that issue of what was being posted about the victims of...
when is RMC going to request for an apology from these guys?
From these guys.
I've not seen it yet.
So what is the angle of this one? Because I would be interested to know.
This one is a post by Ivan Mugisha, who's trying to question that or raise a debate on whether what we post on social media should be limited in terms of regulation.
Well, you only have 140 characters anyway on Twitter, so it is already limited. What else do you want?
No, because honestly, you'll find most people today are even trusting what they see on social media than what they hear on radios and TVs, mainstream media.
But guys,
so you can imagine the amount of influence a random citizen journalist we call them citizen journalists because they
observers.
and observers. What impact it can have on whatever they post.
That is the era of internet.
Yeah.
I mean, there is more media now, but there's more fake media, of course. You know. I mean, there is more in quantity, but not in quality.
But I wonder here, and that's why I was asking you, what is his angle there? Because there are those people, those observers, those would-be journalists, but there are also actually journalists who are on social media and from time to time post things that can confuse people because you don't know when they are being journalists or when they are being personal. And a lot of times I read, I have some of them on my list of friends, quote unquote, who wouldn't help me for. Okay, I was looking for the right words to replace the first one I was going to say and realized the second one was even worse. So they wouldn't help you if your life depended on it.
Because
they don't give a rat's behind.
Yeah, it's. I think it's also going to be hard even for the RMC or whoever will want to regulate what is posted on social media, because even how do you track someone down and say you posted this, and then someone tells you it wasn't even me who posted that.
No, but RMC shouldn't take care of social media.
Who should take care of social media?
No.
Nobody.
I mean, who can take care of social media? Come on. Where in the world, here, in this world,
in
the
Kenya,
whole world?
In Kenya, there's one blogger who was in court yesterday over an annoying tweet.
Of an annoying tweet.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, no, but I mean, if someone has a
How annoying
complaint
was
and
that
they can,
tweet, really? What was the content? How annoying could it have been that they actually take you to court?
Imagine. So this is what I'm saying in terms of
no, but that would be exactly the same thing if let's say I insult you in public.
so we go one-on-one with each other. I take
Yeah.
you to court.
Yeah.
Nobody can say, okay, we are the institution that is regulating
An
social
institution,
media.
it would be just
The problem is that
justice.
if we're talking of journalists, that's another thing. But can you even call these people journalists? Can they fall under that bracket? And so in what way can they regulate them?
No.
They can only maybe caution real journalists
This
to
is
not
just
take these guys
public
as
justice
source.
for it's like the same if I shout on you on the street or in a bar or that would be the thing, but there couldn't be an institution regulating that thing.
Okie dokie, they. Okay,
yeah.
so these other ones are very serious things for Friday, so we will not talk about them.
About business,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
things are going back in the EU.
In there?
When about the serious stuff for the Monday, like the growth, like the financial growth and of most of these countries is just going to close to zero, which is a major crisis coming up.
Something interesting again, back on the entertainment
Yeah, you're right.
stuff. I saw
Friday.
this here. Kitty Joyce in a desperate move to gain fame. And what they're saying is that
What is she saying?
she's
What is she
saying
doing?
she has aired her frustrations with music videos being banned from TV because of explicit content.
Oh, how explicit was it?
Yeah, so I mean,
Did we see her ears?
there are some music videos which were pulled down from airing.
But
And-
you know,
and-
she
and
should
her complaint-
start her own TV station.
Her complaint is we spend a lot of money to create these videos.
Was there
So
any
we are
video
going
of
at many
hers
losses.
being banned or why is it a desperate move for her to get fame? I thought they were going to tell us that she has a video where she's like totally
Her
herself.
comments, according to the article, her
I'm trying
comments.
to be nice. I'm trying to be nice.
They're saying that her comments come after DJ Gigi's "Come to Bed" and "Fearless I Like You" were banned. So when you watch these videos, if you've seen them,
Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen.
Oh, I've seen
the one
them.
for
They needed
Fearless.
to be banned.
Yeah.
At least that one of Dr. Gigi is really an outrage. Even an insult to all videos. But that's not why it
What
should
do
be
you mean?
banned. No. First of all, personally, let me tell you this.
Reveal.
But that's not a reason why it should be banned. But I think the guy is talentless. That's my opinion. Now, this not only... Okay, the song is called Come to Bed. The song has in the background noises of someone moaning like they're in the middle of something I don't want to talk about on a day like this. And now
On a
the
holiday.
ladies he used in there, they are themselves. I'm trying to be nice. They're
Are
out
they used
there.
or abused?
They're out there. Okay, first of all, but that's another shock that maybe it wouldn't be the
Where
reason
can I see that
why.
movie?
Well, you can see it everywhere. It's on YouTube.
But it's banned already, so you
On
won't even
YouTube
see
it's
it. I'm
banned
sure
too?
it must have
No,
been pulled down.
and we'll get to that also.
Yeah.
How effective are those bands?
Bands,
Because
yes.
they ban songs, and then you go to a bar and you keep them. It's blasting. It's up there on the screen, and so there's no follow up. So anyway, sometimes they should just say, okay, we won't play it on public TV. But saying that it's banned in the country, DJs keep playing them. They play it on some radios. But anyways, Dr. Gigi's is it's too explicit. Let me just put it that way without going too far. And I think he was going to.
And the advice is to all these who think that having explicit videos makes you popular or famous. I think it's a wrong notion. It's not all about.
It burns
Just
you up.
burning.
You're just burning.
And the argument that is very often used by these guys is that this is the world we live in, but you have to be mindful of where you are. We cannot pretend at the same time. I'm all about freedom. I'm all about freedom, but you have to be mindful of where you are and take it a step at a time and ask yourself, was that nudity really necessary? Was that suggested nudity? It's not full frontal or anything, but the way I'll put it the best way. I can.
It's being nice.
Yeah. So this lady is going to the to take a shower, and you can see like part of her bosom, and that's not good at all. That's not good. It should.
No,
be
you should be seeing everything,
Not just
parts.
No. Me, I'm a conservative. Despite what I say, really, certain things I believe belong to certain places, and it had no place
But
in being
we've
a
had
video.
instances where some musicians
But why
do two videos.
isn't it more explicit in this
On
paper?
the paper.
Why are they New Times, there is something that is really missing, is the graphic part of things, Yeah?
I was
Okay,
just showing
so
our
our
cameraman.
time is up.
Can we read some comments so
Okay.
that they
Comments?
can? Yeah, we have
Are
a lot
there
of comments
comments?
coming through. We have Friday James who says it's impossible to censor social media. It will always be done undercover if the famous ones are threatened. Those who post whatever they post. We have another one says our fuzi in English are gigolos. Tune and now I'm stuck. What's with Anangwe killing buffaloes? so we have a new one for the kids. Gigolos.
Yeah.
No, that's
Not for the kids.
There's a new one for your kids. Stay in school.
even on Fridays.
Now we have the other one says good mornings, really thanks for the news review, happy Friday, let's eat more and grow more. We have Emaru who says nowadays I wake up listening to a local station. Shout out to Radio Contact FM, Albert, Eugene, one-on-one, good stuff guys.
So it's Albert and Eugene. So me and Lion were
Oh,
not
well.
there.
But we
Okay.
have
That's
that.
simply not shown up.
Okay.
Thank you so much guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that has been the news review. We have to quickly dash out.
Yeah.
Dash out and move on.
Kids, we have a new one. Dash out.
Dash out. Kids. Kudos.
I can't keep up with these people.
So goodbye.
Have
Goodbye and good morning.
a blessed and a wonderful weekend.
Okay.